Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Williams, Cavalla International University, and we're talking about the law school. I'm here with Chris. The last time we had a video with Chris was still a student. He was finishing up his classes. He has since finished, and he's been a professor at the school. He did so well in the program that he became one of our professors in the program. This is a program, so we launched our podcast for the university. This is our first official podcast that we have. We're going to have it weekly. We're going to be talking with students, some professors, but mostly will be Chris and I talking about legal issues of the day and about the university and our program. So we'll just, to launch the program, I'll just, have Chris talk a little about his experience, and then we can move forward. He can discuss his overall experience in the program, why it's good for professionals, and just general topic.
Good afternoon, Dr. Williams, and it's a pleasure to be here. And I'm excited to launch our new inaugural podcast to where we're making groundbreaking history in the field of legal education. One of the reasons that I prefer and chose Barclay College of Law and Cavalla International in general is the curriculum, the professors, and the student-focused education that the university as well as the law school delivers. When you talk about legal education to adult learners, you have to consider several things. A legal education is a very time-driven, time-focused, detail-focused education. Unlike the traditional graduate level degrees, excluding medicine, of course, legal education requires greater attention to detail, consummate knowledge of facts, laws, and the application of the law to those facts. I enjoy Cavalla in that the professors put the student first and basically understand the needs of the adult learner, understanding also that the time management and time scheduling is a large and significant issue for adult learners. The university working around that and tailoring the academic plans to each individual student.
Yeah, that you discussed that well, because time is a fact. Many people want to go to law school, but they don't have the time. It takes way so much time. You got 1,200 pages of to read through, 1,500 some of them. You got all these big kids book and many other books that support the subject matter. And so when they talk to them, like, either you got two choices: either you go as part-time or you go full-time. And otherwise you're stuck with student loan. And so what we've done here is to learn to figure that out and not compromise the program, make sure they understand what is truly involved in legal education, but create application, practical knowledge, and other things for them. And so weekly, and then we summarize all of the knowledge. They learn so much during the week on their own. When they come to the class, we summarize all of that to make sure they understand the details of what they have been learning. So it's been really, really good as professors. Students like them. And especially we got all breadth of students, right? Some with the first degree, law degree, or first undergraduate degree, and some that already have the doctoral degree. They are already PhD in other graduate school from other graduate school, and they come to us to learn law, and they've been doing really well. So why will you encourage other professionals to give a try to CIU?
As a working professional, we understand that time and time management is a very precious commodity to us, whether it's work time, family time. So carving out a niche for a legal education seems almost impossible. But the professors, the curriculum, as we do at CIU, we tailor that around the individuals we focus in on detail, still using the Socratic method of instruction, but we have very spirited and lively debates on the points of law, on the analytical and factual reasoning of the law to various fact situations. Legal education in the United States is changing. The traditional brick and mortar law school of the 1970s and 80s is, I'm not going to say going away, but due to COVID, due to several other factors, The distance learning has taken basically a front row seat or center stage for most educational fields. The legal education, being a graduate field, a professional graduate field, has seen some strides over the past 4, 5, 6 years. The National Council on Bar Examiners, starting in 2021, basically developed what's called the next generation bar examination. And it's an ongoing process. And right now, the next generation bar examination is designed to assess the candidate's skills, not only in the traditional foundational concepts and principles, including the traditional first year foundational courses of civil procedure, contract law, evidence torts, constitutional law, criminal law, and property. But they also have a second part of this that's what they call foundational lawyering skills, which is legal research, legal writing, issue spotting and analysis, investigation, evaluation, client counseling and advising, negotiation, dispute resolution, client relationship and management, which is the actual practice of law. So I'm very excited to be a part of this process in such a forward-thinking school. The fact that we are now taking professionals who have their degrees and are working professionals in other fields and saying, a law degree is now within your professional reach. It's not your grandfather's law school, so to speak. In other words, you can still get what it takes to be a new or next generation lawyer,
Right.
with the same type of foundational skills that you had in the traditional brick and mortar schools.
Yeah, that's different, right? Because that was the only way they could practice law, going through a brick and mortar school.
That's true.
And things
That's true.
I think we probably got Minnesota, Colorado. We have California. We have Washington. We have Indiana. We have a few other states that are there that are left out, and more are coming on board every time. The next few years, they get to see, and we have been in the forefront of this. And what is interesting about our program is just making sure that the curriculum is designed in a way that people do, like we said, it's not compromised. We have a student, and before the end of the semester, we make sure they understand the purpose for taking that course. We just don't breeze through the material. We keep checking with them to make sure that during the class analysis, during the class participation, we check their understanding, the level of intelligence, how they develop different case analysis from beginning to the end of the semester and see whether they actually got the knowledge. Because it's not just knowledge we're presenting, but do they have the know-how? Can they defend a client? Can they, if they want to be trial lawyers, or they want to be transactional lawyer or immigration lawyer, or just work with contract? Can they actually analyze contracts, spot issues, write good contracts, analyze them from a legal perspective? So it's that intelligent, that critical analysis that we provide. It's not just providing knowledge, but we want to make sure that at the end of the course they understand, and it's less stressful the way we do it. We make them enjoy it. They participate freely. They ask each other questions. We discuss the family, and then of course we answer. So they are all excited about this next generation exam. They're all looking forward. They all have different legal background, anyway, goals, and and they're coming aboard. So yeah, we definitely encourage it. We encourage others to come aboard and see what we're doing here at the university, and obviously they're going to like it, because it's just not a matter of competing with other young people in the class that got many years, but for professionals from 30 years or 40 years or more, they can really come to grasp the education. And another thing we're talking on next video is maybe we'll talk about some individual classes, and then the cost analysis, the difference between having to pay $200,000 for the program, $150,000 to $200,000 plus, versus maybe $10,000-$12,000 for our program. It's a big difference. And at the end, you still get to know most of the material that is, attributed to each course. So our students are happy, and of course our professors, we got very experienced professors. Most of our professors, either have PhD, life experiences, in addition to the graduate program, and they're trying to finish up the PhD as well. So we only bring on board professors that are very experienced and qualified and able to work with professionals to make sure the law is explained well and it's not just focusing on theory and Socratic method. No, that's old style, just discussing the cases, analyzing them. We want them to analyze real life cases as they're happening. And this year we've been having a lot of cases, legal cases here in the US. So it's been giving us students a lot of opportunity from immigration to the presidential election and other things we have definitely been analyzing in the classroom. And our student can just see through all of them. Okay, well, this is the end of this podcast. Again, this is Dr. Williams and Grace.
Again, Dr. Williams, it's my pleasure to be here. I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. See you in the next edition of our podcast.
The next edition.